is I started from Automobile Training Center, Leventis Motors. I was employed by Leventis Motors in 1976, and I went through their training at the training center, 3 years. Before the end of the 3 years, I had my London City and Guides. So I finished in 1979, and I was employed by Leventis Motors as a technician, mechanic, as a technician, whether you call it mechanic or you call it technician. And I was with them for just a year, and I proceeded to a consultant company, Safeway Automobile Consultants, as a consultant representative. I just spent 2 years with them, and after 2 years, I went to Yaba College of Tech. I had my HND there. I left there in 1984, and I traveled for 2 years. I came back in 1986. So I did my youth service 86 to 87. So that is how I did like the first level of education. I proceeded again to postgraduate diploma in management at Nigeria Institute of Journalism, Ogba. That is why I have my PGD management. Again, when I finished in 89, in 1990, I went to Lautech to do masters. In 2000, I left Lautech in 2001. That is where I did my masters in logistics, transport, just transport management, specialized in logistics and physical distribution. I went back again in 2003 to do MBA management. After that, I become fellows of Institute of Management Consultants, certified management consultants, and a doctoral fellow of the Institute of Leadership and Management of US. I'm a member of the Transport Regulation Board of the United States, and I did so many things in Nigeria. I designed the tanker program for picking buses to use for BRC. That was about, that is during the Ambode time. That is the story so far. If you go through institution, you get your normal certificate. If you go through vocation, you will still have external certificates. You can still go through vocation and get your external certificate, which is equivalent to also institutional certificate. And then from there, I went through vocational. From vocational, I jump into institutional. And from there, I go up to doctoral level. Even though I don't be a doctor, I don't ask anybody to, I'm a mechanic, so don't call me doctor. We have 3 levels of professionalism in vocation. The first one is the technician aspect. Formerly, we have artisan. It's been written off Nigeria now. Where you can have artisans is probably among the roadside. We don't have much of the artisan now. When you are looking at the real job, we have the technicians. The technicians too go to tanker college or vocational institution like this, and then try to do city and gaze or YI Technica or NBTE. That is one level. There's another level that goes to polytechnic. The first one is called technician. The second one is called technologist. And those ones are those that practice the blueprint of engineering. We have the BSCs, the so-called BSCs, but unfortunately in Nigeria they are not deeply skilled as the technologists. They are not deeply skilled as the technologists. In fact, federal government gave me 35 every year to train on skill development. So you find out that they have the theoretical aspect, but no practice. They didn't have practice. Mine is different. Vocational first. I started with vocational, so I was really deep in hands-on projects. So when you have them, you have to train them on what you taught in vocation. That is the hands-on job and how to find out fault and how to improve on technology. Because that is, improving on technology is important, the hands-on is important, the basic element of that blueprint is also important. You combine the two, it makes the engineer a skillful person. I remember when I was doing my youth service, I converted a 4-port brake system of a 26, 24 Mercedes-Benz into 2 ports. The part was not in Nigeria. I went to an anchor I couldn't get, but I just felt we cannot leave. The government is threatening to take contract. I was with construction company. The government is threatening to take contract from us because we didn't have lorries to implement construction. So I have to do conversion from 4 ports to 2 ports. The only thing is I use 2 valves, 2. So I still get 4, and the vehicle moves. So that is how I solve the problem of that brake, and that comes under development. When you get stuck, you have to develop, and your development will now take the excess, what the problem you have in getting stuck, and then try to open up to other ways of solving the problem. That's just it. I'm the first person to correct a computer control system in Nigeria on a Lexus owned by one very important Nigerian. And they've tried about 6 months to get it done, and they couldn't done. They couldn't. Nobody could do it. So somebody suggested they should get in touch with me. I got a Lexus. I've never touched Lexus in my life. Lexus came out in '93. This problem came out in '94. So there was no particular data to say if this thing happened, this is what you should do. If this thing happened, this is what you should do. No information as far as Nigeria is concerned. In fact, Lexus was not meant for Nigerian road up to today. But we have many Lexus here. We got the vehicle. We tried to talk to the vehicle. You know, you can talk to, you can talk to the vehicle. You just make some connection and then you talk to the vehicle manually, because there was no computer at that time. So we did manual speaking to the vehicle and we got some codes. We interpreted the codes. What is the meaning of this code? Somewhere in America, they said the meaning of the code is knock sensor. What is knock sensor? I've never seen one before. We've tried to investigate. We saw knock sensor in one vehicle in Saudi. Okay, that is what it looks like. We came back and looked at it, and we discovered this is knock sensor. What happened? Rats ate the cable. That means the environment of use of the vehicle is bad. So and all we did is just change the wires. That's all. You understand? What I did in 1994 is what I've been teaching them 2019 to date. I don't miss to teach them that. They will say, computer is expensive. A good computer will cost almost 650,000 naira. Where do you want these guys to get it? So the best is to do the practical one. Use hand to do something and say, let the vehicle talk to you. When the vehicle talk to you, what next? Interpret what the vehicle says is wrong with it. That is what we are doing. You are also talking about oil, the meaning of oil, the oil grade you should use, the one that, that is very simple. They know oil, but they don't know oil grades. They don't know the essence of not using a particular oil. A particular oil should be used, they don't know. So up to even the people that are producing the oil themselves, they only do oil that the mechanic demands, not oil that is good for the environment. Until we came into that and we started telling them, no, oil should be like this, like this, like this. The mechanic, you should use oil like this, like this, like this. That is the only way. You can only teach them practically. You cannot blow grammar. In fact, we are mandated to speak the language they understand. If I'm going to Hausa land, I will pick an Hausa engineer. I will take him through what I expect him to say. You understand? When he starts saying it, they will understand and they participate. If your language is used to teach you, you will participate. Participation is just our core anchor, model for impacting knowledge into them. It's just language. We use language. We should be doing that for a long time. We are not in Nigeria. If we up to university, we should be using a language to teach in the university, especially mathematics and quantitative. So they are grabbing the thing now. Most of them, some of them, I will say 30% of them are educated now. And we are going to get more and more people who will join them. So it's good. And it is always good to do what you know about, not what you don't know. Otherwise, you won't be able to interpret some things and you look foolish. It is a good thing if you have such institution, about 24 institutions like that in Nigeria. Right now, government don't have such thing. What we have is Tenka College, and Tenka College do GC. They are not really vocational. What we had before 1999 was TEV, Tenka and TVE, Tenka and Vocational Education. What we have now is Tenka Education. They removed the vocation. I don't know the reason for that. Because when you look at SME, 80% of the people that help the world in terms of small business, small and medium enterprise, are vocational business. Apart from vocational business, there are these people that goes through TVE, Tenka and Vocational Education. It's all over the world. I don't know why Nigeria should remove vocation from Tenka Education. So what they have outside there now is purely Tenka Education, and listen to WAEC, West African Examination Council. After that, you now go to Polytechnic. It doesn't make sense. So at Polytechnic level, you still don't have sources for your Tenka skill. You don't have. You still don't have. You still have to train people from the Polytechnic, train, retrain, and before you turn them into technicians, which they should have taken from the vocational education. If you know you have adequate customer for a brand of vehicle, you may decide to stay. But the more customer you have, the better. And the more customer don't use the same car. So what will happen? You are multi-purpose in terms of skill. Multi-purpose in terms of skill to address this. And it's simple. Like I used to tell the mechanics, it is simple. Join the forum. There are international forums. Mercedes-Benz forum, Volvo's forum, Nissan forum, Vauxhall forum, Opel forum, Peugeot forum, all over the world. And it is this phone, it is still this phone you use to join the forum. If you are stuck on a vehicle, if you are working on a vehicle that is not even your specialty, my specialty comes from Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, Audi, Toyota, Lexus. Five brands. I was trained on 5 brands, but I do Volvo, I do Land Rover, I do Range Rover. If I get stuck on a brand, all I do is just enter my forum. I get stuck, I've done this, I have the code, but please interpret and let me know what I do, what I should do next. The forum some will take free to supply you information. Some will pay me $20. You bring out your ATM and pay $20. So far the job is done. So far the job is done. The rest is nothing. So once you get the job done, remember you collected $20. You cannot collect $20 from customer. You probably will collect $100. And you still have $80 profit on information alone, not on hands-on. So it's better to have multi-brands than to have just one. For me, I want to tackle any vehicle that you bring. I once asked him at KJD, I don't want to mention the name of the man, and he said he got in touch with me and he said you can do it. Just like they said you can do Lexus, I was the first person to do Lexus. I was the first person to do hybrid in Nigeria. I was the first person to do common rail in Nigeria. So it's a challenge which you must meet. You will just meet it. I'm talking of early common rate 2005. It came out in 2003. But they have problem with it in Nigeria in 2005. I have to do it. Hybrid, the same thing hybrid. I was in US. My brother said, "You have hybrid in Nigeria." I said, "It's not possible. We don't have hybrid." I came back on vacation. I met hybrid in the front of my office, and I said, "Who park it there?" They said, "We are waiting for you. That you will do it." First of all, is to go to the safety element of it. What are the safety aspects of this brand? And I saw it's operating under 330 volts. This can kill. I quickly rushed to Google the manual. Where is the fuse? Is there any fuse? They told me where the fuse is. I removed it. I put it in my pocket. Anything you want to do, call me. I will put the fuse. You will do it. When you finish, I put it back in my pocket for safety. I want to shoot. I bought glove, NEPA glove. I don't want anybody to be electrocuted in my workshop. That's it. Any motor, you can do it. Service is 3 modes. The minor, the medium, and the major. If I'm going to do minor service, it's just about 6 items to check. Engine oil, you have to replace that. Plug, not necessary, because it's some plug are 20,000 kilometers interval, some are 100,000. So you first of all look out for, is this a 100,000 type or 20,000 type? Has it moved 20,000? And then you must have a sticker that says we have changed this at 20,000. On the next 20,000, we have to change the plug and all that. So you do that. That is for the minor. Also for the medium service, which is about 3-4 items above the minor. And then you have the comprehensive service, which is just from front plate number to rear plate number. That is expensive. But how many people are doing it? They do minor and medium service. That one is only the very rich guys that will say, okay, let me do comprehensive. Which includes even tire. What is the age of tire? Is it expired? Tire expired. So that is for service. For repairs, you have diagnostic equipment for computerized problem. For manual problem that you may have, like noise. For noise, you use stethoscope. The one that the doctor uses, we have. We have mechanical stethoscope. You check it to get bearing noise and any other noise. And then there are some system in there's a computerized noise detector. It's just like a magnet put in the middle of the road, in the middle of the car, behind the seat of the driver. Once you put it there, it's like a magnet. And then you have your computer. Anywhere the noise is coming from, you can read it. So it's easy. Things are easier now. Unlike before, you have to crack your brain. Here, there was a day they were doing a Odyssey, and they wanted to remove cylinder head. I just got there and said, "What? Cylinder head? No, you can't remove cylinder head like that. Let's carry a noise test on the cylinder head." Ah, there's no stethoscope. Why? You don't have stethoscope. I went home. I brought my own, and I traced it to just belt chain adjuster. They want to remove cylinder head. If I'm not here, they will remove cylinder head. You know how much that will cost the owner of the car. They will remove cylinder. You cannot remove cylinder head ordinarily. You have to service cylinder head. Overhauling cylinder head will probably be 80,000. Not to talk of now you mounted it and the same noise still come back. You're now looking for where the noise is. The noise scope first. Test the noise. Make sure it is the noise and then solve that problem. The only thing we have at that problem is that the part was not available until about a month. But adjuster, ordinary adjuster, chain adjuster, they want to remove cylinder head. Well, a student who wants to, when I was a student, apart from attending the Tenka school, what I do again is whatever I study, I want to see the practical aspect of it. I have the roadside man that I visit weekends. I visit weekends, and once I visit, I look at what he's doing. I participate in what is, to some extent, that before leaving school, I've been working on my own. I've been doing something on my own. He will just leave you and say, Femi, do this for me. He went off to somewhere else, either to pick another vehicle from somewhere or where. So I will do it before he comes. So, to build up my own confidence, I've built my confidence from that time. You must be able to build your confidence, dirty or not. Dirty work, it depends on you. If you are dirty, you are dirty. I can walk like this. I still go home. Why don't I rub myself with oil or black oil or anything? I think it depends on individual. It's not a dirty job. You can't see a white man as dirty as our roadside mechanic here. It's a personal attribute. How you treat yourself. You treat yourself dirtily. At one of the training we had in Abuja, I sent off four technicians that are dirty. I don't want dirty. I don't want people to be dirty in my class. So I said, go home, go and change, and come back with fresh dress. Other people are wearing dresses and you tore mechanic trouser, shirt, all dirty with all, even your hand is soiled. So you see, it's an individual thing. Of course, you can use glove. If you don't want your hand to be dirty, you use glove now. I have many gloves in the house. Many. If I travel, I buy gloves, I just bring them. Sometimes I take them out to mechanics to use to work. You must, anything you don't want, protect yourself against it. If it is my hand, I will use my glove. I will walk. When I finish working, I will pack it up. Some are washable, some are leather. You can't wash, but you keep it clean. You just keep it. Nobody asks you to touch dirty oil. Nobody asks you to sleep on dirty ground. There are things we must sleep on, and it is stipulated. Anything you are sleeping on, you are also cleaning when you finish, and you keep somewhere else, and then for next time that you want to use it. So it's cleanliness. It's an individual thing. Mechanic work is not a dirty work. I will have shown you somebody there now. It's the guy that passed by here, Mike. He's ever clean. He's working. Many people here are working. You start to see somebody who is really, really dirty. The supervisors will say, please, go and change your dress. It's very important. I see them as people that need something. They need equipment. That's why the government comes in. They need good pay. That's why the government comes in. The Ministry of Labor must stay. For instance, in the US, $20 per hour. That's 16,000 naira per hour here. 16,000 naira. These people sometimes don't get 1,000 per hour. How do they manage? In the olden days, a mechanic will build a house before any doctor, build a house before any lawyer, buy 3 cars before the doctor and the lawyer. What stopped them from doing it now? Just because the people are not ready to pay. They cannot pay. Why do you use a car you cannot pay for maintenance on? The government should regulate labor. Labor should regulate labor. If both of them sit down, Ministry of Labor, State Labor, Federal Government, regulate labor, it will be good for them. To argue that point is your labor. How many hours? Because we sell hours. Everybody in this world sell hours. Those people that attend ministry, whether ministries, either whoever he is, goes by 7 or 7:30, resume by 8 and close by 4. Those hours are the content of the salary. So also they work on cars. The content of working on the car is the labor, is the rate. They should be paid. So let the government bring out that. If I'm approaching a bank and it says, hey, how will you pay back? I will simply say, I have 8 hours in a day, minus 1 for break or toilet or whatever, 7 hours in a day. In 1 week, I have 7 times 5, 35. 35 hours in a day at 5,000 naira. Multiply 35 by 5,000 naira labor. I'm not saying they should give them 5,000. The government should enable them. The government is not enabling them. It's not enabling them. It's not only training. Farewell is important. Welfare is important. As they do all over the place. I said you go to US, you earn $20 an hour, equivalent to 16,000 an hour here, and somebody is not taking 1,000 or 2,000 here. Doesn't make sense. Whereas if the man is not able to do the job out there, somebody here will buy the vehicle as scrap, bring it to the port. The same guys will be told to go there and recover the vehicle and bring back home. If they don't have that experience, they can't do that. We are working. I was told by Japanese in Japan that African technicians are the best technicians. I came home and I asked them, this is what I had. What have you got to show for it? They can't. What they are earning me, I cannot accept that. It's either you accept my bill, go to somewhere else. I have confidence in my work. Once I work for you, I know that there shouldn't be any problem. So you said that you want to buy that confidence or you want to buy Taju, the mechanic. Go and meet Taju, the mechanic. So the government should enable them in terms of hourly rate. It is past time for government to recognize them and give them hourly rate. In those days, they are earning the same thing as nurses. Nurses in the ministry. They were earning the same thing as nurses in the ministry. Until Gowon, whose wife is a nurse, hijacked that and removed the nurse from that school and raised them up. You understand? So what happened? There is no mechanic in ministry. Nobody is a mechanic, so nobody cares about them. They should regulate man hour. It's the only thing that can save them. And that is the only thing that can make them to get money to buy equipment. Bank has equipment leasing. You still have to tell the bank how you will recuperate the money. There's equipment leasing in the bank. Yeah, go to any bank, they will have equipment leasing. They will buy the equipment and give it to you, but you pay back. If you don't finish paying for one, you cannot get another one. But how did they get money to pay for that one when the customer is not ready to pay for their labor?